Good morning, YouTubians. I haven't done a video in a while because my subject matter has been limited. Since I teach school and I have many students on several campuses that are in the lower grades, we're not talking about college kids, we're talking about middle and high schoolers. I have been under scrutiny. I've had some parent complaints about my YouTube channel who never even checked my YouTube channel, and they complained to my bosses, the administrators of my school, about my YouTube channel, stating that I'm highlighting my students whenever I want. You know, my response to that is haters are gonna hate. And, you know, that's a lesson that you should learn early in life if you're a young adult, an aspiring adult, an aspiring teenager. And that's kind of the gist of my video this morning. I'm driving to work, it's a beautiful day. But what I want to talk about is fitting in. I have never fit in. For some unknown reason to me, because I've always wanted to fit in but not be part of the in crowd. And that's a hard line to define. Because to fit in, you have to be part of the in crowd per se. So my entire life, I have felt alienated. And by that, I mean, when things happen, you have a tendency to think, wow, this only happens to me. Why is this happening to me and nobody else? Why doesn't anybody understand? And then you get older and you realize that, wow, this happens to a lot of people. Other people do understand. But everybody is so involved in their own life and attached in their own life that they don't see that others are going through it. Which makes it hard to help one another when something comes up. And I know as a teenager especially, because you're experiencing so much of life new, that you think you're the only one. Oh, I'm the only one that my parents come down on. You don't even understand why your parents come down on you for certain things that you find rather minimal and they find excessive. Yo, gee, I was only 5 minutes late home. Wow, my parents really blew up about that. They overreacted. They took my phone, took my car keys. And that's because they worry. Parents don't like to punish. And it sucks more for them than it does for the kid, usually. I can recall my teenage years very easily, and the amount of worry that I caused my parents must have been over the top phenomenal. I wasn't a bad kid, such as, you know, in trouble with the law or anything like that, but I did some stupid things that I was caught at. And of course, when I got my driver's license, I did not drive well. I obviously don't drive well because here I am driving and videoing. As you can see, there's nobody around me. But I'm 50 years old now. And nothing makes me appreciate that I don't fit in more than being a teacher to students, because I can just see all these things happening, and they talk to me, and it's very dramatic for them. Especially, I have a class who, it seems every class period, this group of people are going through a new piece of drama, and I feel their pain and I understand, but I also have the ability to look at it from the outside and go, gee, if you would just quit being nitpicky, or you would just quit being judgmental, or you would just quit being mean to your friend, or you would just quit being too nice to your friend. So the difference between being a teenager and an adult is exposure. You come across these same problems multiple times, and I think that's the only thing that makes the difference between being an adult and being a teenager, is the amount of times you go through a process. You know, you may have missed one assignment, or you potentially failing a grade or a class, and it's your first time. It's very stressful. You feel like literally your world is going to end, and I'm here to tell you it's not. And in the long scheme of things, if you fix your problems now, they won't have as dramatic of an effect on your life as you think they will. Which all goes back into fitting in. We all want to fit in, and we all want to be safe, and we all want to be loved. But I'm here to tell you that even though you may feel like you don't fit in, there's a great many things you can do. I've met so many people in my life, excuse me, that feel like they don't fit in, and they just give up. From teenagers to people who are a lot older than me. And you just get worn down and you get tired, and you're like, oh, well, to heck with this. I'm just not going to do it anymore. I'm not going to participate in this or that or talk to them. And that leaves you lonely. Again, feeling like you don't fit in. So what I encourage anybody to do who feels like they don't fit in is to extend themselves a little bit, just a little tiny bit, into the groups around you that are acceptable people, and maintain friendships with them, and lead them by your example simply. You don't need to tell them what to do or who to be or how to act. You just simply be you. And you will find that you will attract at least one person who shares in your beliefs. One person who understands you and agrees with you and goes, I know, right? I totally see that. Oh boy. You're going to find a lot of people like that. So if you feel like you don't fit in, don't worry about it. It's okay. Things will change. Nothing stays the same. And you need to keep working towards who you are. You need to work towards your goals. Don't think about tomorrow or next week, next month, next year. Try to think about who you want to be, how you want to be perceived. You have to put thought into tomorrow, next day, next week, next month, next year. That's how you get to 5 years, 10 years down the road. But think of all of the tomorrows as small steps towards who you want to be. That's the important thing. When you're deciding who you want to be, decide what kind of you want to be. Do you want to be sympathetic? Do you want to be mean? Do you want to be angry? Do you want to be soft-spoken? Do you want to be loud? Do you want to be loving? Do you want to be a philanthropist? Do you want to be a billionaire? Do you want to not be a billionaire? Me, I always aim for happy and fun. I have made my promise to myself since I was a teenager to experience as much of life as I can reasonably. I'm not one of these people that's going to jaunt off to India for 6 years to go find myself. I can find myself right here. Now, that doesn't mean I don't want to travel to India and experience all of that. But I've decided that I like to be near people, that I like people. That doesn't mean they don't make you angry at times, but I like the ability of having 3 movie theaters near my home that I can go to, and they're all showing the same thing, but they have different features. So I like to go there. I can go to Walmart. I've decided I'm the kind of person that likes to live near enough to the big city to enjoy all of the things that come with the big city without having to be in the middle of the big city. I would prefer to be about 20 miles further out of the big city, but the way circumstances work right now, I'm in the in-between point, which kind of leads me back to not fitting in. When you find yourself in the in-between point, you live not here in the middle and not here on the outside, but you're somewhere in here. Now you're in a mix of people who gravitate more towards here or gravitate more towards there. And that's okay. That's what I like. Ugh, sorry, I was up late last night working. So now I get to pick and choose who and what I want to be part of. I choose to be part of education because I love education. I choose to work a second job at an amusement park because I love people. Something gets under my skin every day in being a teacher. Something gets under my skin every day being the director at an amusement park. But I still, even those people who get under my skin, it's not the person. It's their current actions. It's like owning a dog, and sometimes they have an accident on the carpet. You're not happy with that action, and you clean it up, and then move on. It's how you handle that cleanup process. It's how you handle your life. It's how you handle the people around you. Are you forgiving of their mistakes? Are those mistakes important enough that you need to go further and help that person not make that mistake again? Is that person making so many poor decisions in life that it has a negative effect on you? Do you want to be a part of those negative decisions, partners in crime, or do you want to separate yourself from that person? You find when you decide to not be a partner in crime, you feel a little more lonely, but you spend a lot less time in trouble. So, everybody should get out and enjoy this awesome weather. I hope there's awesome weather where you are. Know that life is a journey and there are no quick answers. And I hope that each and every one of you find happiness within yourselves. And when you feel like you're all alone, please realize that you are not. Sometimes when you're feeling your worst, put in your headphones and go walk around Walmart. Keep them happy.